gewoon beginnen? Want,
Ja, die zijn er maar in.
Ja? Oké. Hey, Erik. How are you doing?
How are you doing? Yes, I'm fine.
Great.
I'm fine.
I'm great. Where are you now? Where are you now?
I'm at home. I'm from home.
At home.
In Spain, 50 kilometers from Malaga, and working here already on my own projects, of course, the music, and busy with football and other things, but also together with you, looking into the situation at the moment, and working on our plans to see if we can find some solutions for the future, not only for us, but also for all our brothers and sisters, all our children, all our grandchildren, friends and neighbors, and name it. So it's good for me here.
So can you tell a little bit of your background because this is like the first podcast we do, so there are probably a lot of people that don't know you.
Yeah. I worked. I've been born in the Netherlands, like you, Hilversum, near Amsterdam, and I moved to the countryside when I was very young. I think about 25 or so. I left the, let's say, the big towns, and lived in the countryside. We were working in the IT. I've been working 15 years in the IT industry, doing business worldwide. One of the first importers of computers from China, but worked with Taiwan, Malaysia, Hong Kong, America, of course, and the big European companies. 15 years ago, I did emigrate from Holland to Spain, and I built a farm here. Look at the picture in my back. That's the farm that I built from scratch.
Lavendel.
Yes, lavender farm, and we bought a ruin and made a complete farm out of it, open for public. And since ever I was working also again with America. I'm a musician as well. So very interested all my life in America because of, in my opinion, best rock music is developed there. And finally, the English made it really spectacular, of course, in the '60s. But in the last few years, of course, seeing what is going on with all the crisis that is coming towards us, and so I decided to work on that as well, and to see if we can find a way to get out of this madness, what is going on these days, and to see, okay, what do we need, how we're going to do it. And we found each other on the net. I was working for Society 4. That was started an organization, more or less a grassroots organization, who is looking for ways to rebuild society as most of the people would want it. And that's actually where I'm busy with.
Yeah, exactly. That's how we met on Society 4.0. I was working on an alternative coin. I'm also an IT guy, but also a construction guy. So I did both basically all my life. Like 15 years ago, I went to Africa to try to get affordable housing systems here. I went deep into what is possible, and you can see that sort of half of people living in Africa will never be able to afford to rent, or let's say even they don't even need to think about buying a house. And that was like 7 years ago. I sort of realized that it will never be possible, sort of, unless the financial system changes drastically. That was the moment that I went deep into studying how the financial system works. I also have a background in economics. I'm also, let's say, a master of real estate. I did my thesis about interest rates and IRR calculations and inflation and stuff like that. So I know what sort of how money works. And but when you really see what is behind it, how it is created, which you never learn in school,
Unfortunately.
and that's not a coincidence, because the people that are in charge of the financial system, they don't want you to know how it works. There was an American president who said that if people would know how it works, there will be a revolution tomorrow, because it's just ridiculous. And more and more people now are starting to understand how it works. It's also sort of related to Zionism, and a lot of nonsense comes out of that corner. But we don't need to go there. My conclusion was that we need another system with another financial, let's say, another coin or another financial system that is way more fair. The system we have is completely unfair. You can call it completely unethical. One people can print money out of nowhere and borrow it to countries with interest and take all their wealth. It's just ridiculous. So that's why I created another system. And the nice thing is that without me knowing it, there are some other initiatives in the world that sort of go in the same direction, which is very interesting. I have a podcast this week with the Silvio Gesell Institute and a university from New York to discuss this and to see how we can sort of let that evolve. But why we're here is basically that what we both see, I think, is that there are a lot of initiatives. You can see it in the Netherlands. We're both from the Netherlands. I'm also from Eindhoven, from the south of the Netherlands. What we see is that a lot of initiatives, like news initiatives, like Black Box TV, like ON is like Unheard Netherlands. They fail, and also some local coins are failing, and all the initiatives to sort of improve the world seems to fail, and that is because it's still too unorganized. It is still it doesn't have a real coherent plan, and I think we need to change the strategy, and the strategy should be not to try to sort of topple the sitting governments or the sitting politicians. First, we need to come together, make a big group, and start to understand what is going on, but don't lose too much time on it, because most of us know what's going on. But spend all our time to imagine a better society, that when, let's say, this society sort of collapsed, that could be in a big war or in a big hyperinflation moment or things like that. When something like that happened, that this group, which should be very large, is prepared, knows what to do, and then this group can say, okay, we're turning around, we're turning our backs against, let's say, the failed system, and we're going to start something new. And that is the moment we start sort of rolling out that new system, fighting the current system with the weapons, let's say the weapons of the current system. It does not work. They are too powerful. It's like an oil tanker. It's just not possible to move it 1 inch, basically. So that's sort of why I ask you to also help create this podcast. So that's for the viewers.
Yes, I think from my point of view, most important thing is now is the first step is, like you said, come together, tell people, show people what is going on, that there's no way out of fighting this because it's too powerful, and just do your own thing, which means inform people, motivate them and activate them, because a lot of people, of course, are also really, scared about what is going on, and then more or less get in the parking lot, wait and see. But even though you're living in a small town from 500 people, you can do something, and that's I think that's the clarity that we need to give the people. That even how small, it is important that there's going to be a start, and I see it as an opportunity. And also a challenge for us and for a lot of people to do that. And then in the end, because if you show things that is working, people will go behind you, and of course there are a lot of people who can explain what is going on to the highest level, and how this is how this has been installed already for 100 years. And so in my opinion, what we need to do, and this is the first kickoff for that, that we need to inspire people and tell them what is going on. Of course, they can check it. Everything is open there because we found it, so they can find it. So we need to inspire each other and look forward to a way how to rebuild society, in a society that is sharing good values, that is based on sharing, caring and sharing. I always say caring and sharing. And then with the tools that are there at our disposal, and this means this is in your own neighborhood, there you have to start, and then make it a kind of grassroots movement that I see now. It's going into, for example, in the United States, you see that because it's a very, very big country. Where 51 or 50 states are doing all their own thing, and I see the same here in Spain. So that's to start off. That is our aim. Our aim is to get people together, to talk with each other, to inform each other, and to see what is the best way to get out of the failing system that we see now. And instead of trying to turn around this oil tanker, there's no need to, because it's not going to work. So we need to find other ways to do that. And here we begin. You're from Africa, and I'm from Spain. Let's get together.
I'm in Rwanda, between the volcanoes and the gorillas, sort of. But we have a million people here, so it's not a small village.
You gotta inspire them as well, because when these animals get angry, you better go. No, but let's see if we can get these people together.
I think you're talking about the gorillas.
Yeah, I'm talking about the gorillas. And let's see if we can get these people together. We've done it before because we were with loads of people. So let's say till the next time, guys. And here is the start. And we hope you will follow. And let's speak with each other and find a way to move towards a better society forever. Speak to you soon, man. Speak to you soon, guys. Thank you, man. Cheers. Bye-bye. Hij was op, dus ik moest even...
Ja, precies.
Maar ik denk dat we kunnen beter in het Engels doen.